Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on secret headquarters about a kid who finds out his dad is secretly a superhero, and he's also Owen Wilson. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books, links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 9, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. Now, this is a story that could be like a kid's show or a kid's movie, and it kind of is, basically is, about a kid who finds his dad's secret headquarters. He's really a superhero, and then all the kids use the secret weapons, and then the bad guys come, and then, they try to kill the kids, but then, and what's the name is in it? I forget his name. The actor from Ant-Man, who played Ant-Man's buddy. He leads the villains. That's him there. And then Owen Wilson shows up to save the kids, and then it's Owen Wilson using his superpowers to save everybody. So it's Owen Wilson as a superhero. Wow. It looks like Spy Kids, that kind of thing. I mean, it's harmless. Here you got a scene where they're fighting and get tired and take a break. Ha ha ha. Very G-rated movie kind of thing. Streaming August 12th. Yeah, I wouldn't watch it. This is too tame for me. And this shows you that superheroes are finally on their way out, because they're making this for kids. Oh, kids like superheroes. They're a big hit. It looks very uninspired, I'll say. It doesn't look bad. I mean, it's different when kids watch a movie, because keep in mind, like, a kid goes to see a movie. It's like the kids who I was talking to somebody about how their kids went to go see the current Star Wars movies, right? The 3 newest ones, and they loved them. And you can understand that for a human being who's never seen movies like that before. They'd probably be really good, but they don't understand how good the originals were. And yes, I'm biased since I grew up with the originals, but still, there is something to be said for that. Especially when you're talking to a franchise like Star Wars. There's still people who love Jar Jar Binks. Oh, you're so sleepy, I'll hug you. I know. You don't like to talk about the franchises. Just like there'll always be people who grew up with Phase 4 of Marvel, and they think it's awesome because they didn't see the first phase, right? That to them, that's old. They didn't see it, maybe. They started with the Disney Plus shows. They never saw anything like it before. I had people defend Monster High and Zombies 3, all this horrible crap that, quite frankly, I wouldn't. See, this is why you don't let your kids watch crap. You want them to watch high-quality stuff. Show it to them. Show them, like, classics. Bambi is a classic, right? It's a classic kids movie. It's really good. Fantasia, back when Disney was doing really great stuff. You show them good stuff. And then when they see this stuff, they'll realize, that was okay. If they see this kind of stuff first, they're going to think this is the great stuff, because it's like the first thing they watch in superhero realm. So, I mean, but it's not totally awful. I'm sure there's some moments in it that are okay. I think the special effects are way overdone. The kids look, basically like kids doing superhero stuff. I mean, it's not particularly cool. It's not particularly cringe, other than it's just so overdone. Like, they don't make movies like this for kids until the genre is so overplayed and overdone, it's a safe bet. Because they're so paranoid of parents, and now with everybody being offended by everything. I get that a lot at shows with my books. Oh, is this good for kids? I'm like, I don't know your kids. How the hell do I know? I've had people with like, oh, my kid just learned how to read. Well, there's some cursing in this. It's fine. I had a friend, he used to take his kid. The kid couldn't even read yet. We took him to see The Matrix. He brought his son. Didn't hurt him. But because he raised his kid right. And that's really the key. It doesn't matter. You could you could show your kids movies they probably shouldn't see a little soon, but if they're raised correctly and you give them the context or whatever, they'll be fine. And just the opposite is true. You could shield kids all day long from movies you consider bad, but if you don't bother to raise them right, if they don't have good values, if they make terrible decisions, they'll be Hunter Biden. And then where are you? In a bad situation. So, is this a good movie to show your kid? It's harmless. It's like giving them junk food. It's not nothing wrong with it once in a while, but if you haven't give them the sort of groundwork for superheroes, if that's important to you in movies, if movies are even a thing for you, well, no, I wouldn't show them this. I would show them a good superhero movie first. I would show them like original Superman or some of the Batman cartoons or Marvel Phase 1, and then maybe this. Some of the Spider-Man movies. Then you can show them something like this, because at that point they're really into it, and this will just be another thing, and they'll look at it and they'll see it for what it is. Oh, that was okay. I mean, I'm sure it'll be okay. It's not a horrible concept. It's not the worst concept in the world, right? The premise is his dad's a superhero. He doesn't know it. So the first act is they have this life. His dad's always being called away. He doesn't know why. He's estranged from his father. And then his father gets called away for the umpteenth time. He calls his buddies up for a party. And these kids are a little young for that. Oh, let's throw a rager. Usually that's a teenager. These kids look to be like closer to preteens. Maybe 13, 14. They look a little young to be throwing a rager, but okay. So he calls his friends over, and they stumble into his dad's secret headquarters, because there's a secret passage, and he lives there. Never found it before, but eventually he stumbled into it. So second act, oh my God, we found all this cool stuff, and he has to start to believe his dad is a superhero. He can't believe it because it's his dad, and parents are so cringe to their kids, and so first he doesn't believe it, and then they play around with the gadgets and nearly kill themselves, and then I think the kid takes it to the baseball game and gets a home run, cheats in the baseball game, a couple other things. But by activating those superpowers, the villains detect the energy signatures or whatever scientific gobbledygook you can come up with. So they go to they find the secret headquarters, and they're not, or they follow the kids back to it probably. And then Owen Wilson, who's already on the case, is trying to find these guys anyway, comes home to find them in his secret headquarters. And then the third act is probably them and the kids fighting the bad guys. Like at first the kids fight the bad guys, and then Owen Wilson shows up, and he's the actual guy. I think an alien gave him all the technology or something. And so together the kids and Owen Wilson save the day. It's a happy day. Movie ends, probably with the kids training as superheroes now. And that sets up the sequel, whatever that is. If this is Secret Headquarters 2, Team whatever the superhero name is. Will it be the worst movie ever made? No. Will I see it? No. It would probably bore me out of my mind. And I don't mind Owen Wilson. I liked him early in his career, not so much anymore. The guy from Ant-Man, he's pretty good. He's all right. Looks good in this movie. Looks like he dropped some weight. The effects, they look a little overdone to me. A little cartoony, a little too much. It's on Paramount Plus, so I'm not going to see it. But again, it would be harmless fare for your kids. Again, depending on whether or not you want to show them actual good superhero comic booky type movies, and that's a concern to you. I wouldn't start with this. I would start them on Superman. Christian Bale Batman's pretty good. Marvel Phase 1, stuff like that. You throw this in later. I wouldn't be in any rush to show them this. They want to see it. I don't think it'll damage their brains. Doesn't look particularly woke or anything. So, yeah. Secret Headquarters starring Owen Wilson. Meh. And that's it for me, Tony D, and Squirmy Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more bass takes. We got a Hollywoke hot take and a news blast. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for supporting the channel. As always, we'll see you tomorrow.